Hi, and welcome to the DIY Photo Organising Podcast, focusing on topics to help you with your photo management. I'm Fiona from Photo Helper.
And I'm Chantal from Photos in Order. Hi, Fiona. How are you?
Hello, I'm great, Chantal. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Enjoying the last few days of summer.
I know. It's coming to a close.
Yeah.
What have we got on today?
So today, as you know, we have recently invited our listeners to write us with their questions and put them on their wish list for us. And we did have a few, and we'd like to start it off with a question that a listener has sent in about the Photo Hub and what to do with the original gathered mess once the whole thing is organized. So, as you know, we have talked a lot about creating a hub in our golden rule number 3, which was episode 4. But it seems that we probably haven't been very clear about that last step, what to do when you're actually done with that copy. So we want to answer that question today. And at the same time, we just sort of want to go back to golden rule number 4, creating the hub, golden rule number 3, it was, creating a hub, and how we do that, basically step by step in a bit of a summary. We're not going to repeat the whole episode, but we'll just summarize the most important steps.
So I think this is a great question. I'm really glad that it's come up and something that we can answer. And in those questions, actually, that we had some of those wish lists, there was quite a bit on digital organising. So this is a good one to start us off with in just directing some of these conversations around specific things that people are asking about, which is great. So the first thing is, let's put one assumption in place, and that is that you're listening to and have listened to our golden rule number 1 about backing up, and that's in place. So let's just get that one up out front. We've got backups in place, and that's important. So what we're asking you to do in that first one is we're gathering everything, and that's what we've called the original. This is the original hub that we just is a place for a source of all of the information that we need to go on a gather and hunting spree and find. And that's what we've created, this original. And we're recommending that you go and gather all those other sources, USB sticks and cards and phones and things like that. And you just copy all of those photos and place them into this one original hub. So that's our first step.
Yeah, and that's also what we call the gathered mess.
Yes, lovingly we call the gathered mess.
I still call it that way after all those years.
I do too.
Because it says what it is. It's very clear, you know.
It is. It could be the gathered in one place original mess.
Yeah.
All right. So that's number 1, gather everything. And then that's on this, in this location, external hard drive or on the computer. And it is that original gathered mess.
Okay. So what we said in that golden rule number 3 episode is that once you've gathered everything, the next step really is then going over to sorting and organizing, which is golden rule number 4. But before you do that, just to be on the safe side, we do recommend that you simply copy paste that gathered mess folder. So if we're assuming we've created a folder called gathered mess, which has, you know, a lot of subfolders, most probably called, for example, like USB or phone photos or something, and we've got all those subfolders in the folder gathered mess, you copy that parent folder and you paste it to a different location. And that will be your working hub. We called it the working hub because that way you still have the copy of your gathered mess, and in case something goes wrong when you organize, which can happen, I know it's happened to both of us.
Yes.
So I also do that when I work with digital clients. I never touch the gathered mess as such. I always make a copy first. And it hasn't happened often, but once or twice I was really glad that I still had that copy to go back to and start over. Because you don't want to deduplicate and cull and delete and sort and organize, and then something goes wrong and you have to basically go back and gather all those photos again from the original sources, if you still have them, that is. So you can save yourself that step. So simply copy, paste, and keep the two in a different location, because otherwise it might be confusing. If you keep both those folders, let's say in your picture folder on your Windows PC, and you've got a folder called Gathered Mess Original and Gathered Mess Working or something like that, it's too easy to get confused and to land in the wrong one, and all of a sudden you've done work in both of them. You don't want that. So keep them apart, keep them, maybe keep one of them on an external drive or just in a different location, so it's very clear.
Perfect. Yep.
Sounded a bit complicated. Sorry, I hope it wasn't that.
No, that's good. I think it's good. We've got the gathered mess, make a copy of it into the original, from that into the working hub, and work on the working hub.
Yeah.
And just keep that original one somewhere else.
So what do we do next?
So the next step is we work on that working hub. We do all our organizing and we make our decisions on what we're going to do and the structure of it and the deduplicating and all of those things. So now let's jump ahead and we're organized in that working hub. So that is now our brand new, shiny, beautiful photo hub with everything the way we want it at whatever level of organization we choose to have. And that is now our new photo hub. So once that has gone through your 3, 2, 1, and you're definitely sure and confident that it's all backed up, then you can go and delete that original gathered mess. So whether it's in another folder on that computer or it's in an external hard drive, you definitely don't need it again, because you're working now, your new photo hub is already backed up. So we really recommend that you just get rid of these photos, because they can be a real source of confusion. And so to answer directly that question that came up, we're definitely saying you can delete the photos that are on that original gathered mess area that you've kept them on, either an external hard drive or in a folder on the computer or something like that. And even to the point where we say you could even also delete those original sources too. It is a source of confusion. If you've got a USB stick and it's got some photos on it, in 3 years' time, you really do second guess yourself. Did I put those photos in when I was organizing? Did I do that? And so it is, I can understand if this is a bit of a source of stress for people to think deleting a photo at any point at any time is just not where I'm going with this. So I can respect that feeling. So if you are uncomfortable with that, what I would suggest you do is have that original gathered mess that you've got, put a big sticky note taped around that external hard drive saying, already copied, do not need to do again. Remember, remind myself, use, finished, done, and put it somewhere in the back of a cupboard, so that if you ever did find it, you really do know well and truly that it is included in your hub. And the same with any USB sticks or original SD cards or things like that, camera cards or something. I put them in that one place, in one bag with that external drive, and just go to town with making it completely clear that it has been included in your photo hub and you do not need to re-import anything. So if you can't bring yourself to delete it, use that as a strategy. And then you're done with that.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And then
that's what I usually do with most clients. They're not too comfortable deleting everything off of the devices, so we just gather it like what you just described and label it very clearly. It's all in the labeling, and as you said, I really like that you can write whole sentences or a proper note. That I always encourage people to label things in a way that if a stranger came to your house and they would find this thing, if they read your label, do they understand what it means?
Yeah.
And that calls for whole proper sentences, because if it just is labeled backup copy, no one will know. You don't know, do we still need it? How old is it? It's not clear. So use your words. I really encourage people to do that. Yeah.
So I hope that answers the question. I think it does. I think we've made it nice and clear that you'll end up with one location with all of your organized photos in that photo hub. And if you are comfortable, as we say, to delete those original sourced gathered mess, please do so. And knowing that you've got 3 copies of your nice, clean, new photo hub. So, and the real only reason is just you don't get in this mess again.
Yes. And also if those original files were on your internal drive, by deleting them, you will, of course, free up heaps of space.
Absolutely. Yep. Which is great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I hope that answered our listeners' question. If not, if you hear that episode, you will know who you are. And if you've got more questions, just get back to us. We're more than happy to answer those. And that goes for everyone, really. If you do have questions, go to our wish list. You will find the link in the show notes on our website. And best is anyway to sign up for our newsletter so we can keep in touch, and you'll always be the first one to be informed about what's going on the podcast. And we've got some exciting news coming up soon. So as always, if you've got feedback, reviews, we'd love to hear from you. You can simply email us or via social media if you like. And we'll see what we can do. Anything else?
I think that's it for today. That sounds great.
Okay.
Wonderful. So thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for, hopefully that's helped you if you're in that stage of organising and looking at getting hubs and, doing that first gathering step and what to do. And I am Fiona from Photo Hopper.
And I'm Chantal from Photos in Order. As always, thanks for tuning in and happy photo organising. Bye.
Bye.